appreciate you.
Amen.
Okay, and I think that is the last slide. We just have a list of resources and a QR code again. And this PowerPoint will be on the website, for you to have for your own use and to use with your own families at home. And so next we have Officer Coffey.
All right, so I'm on the back end of a lot of this. I should be put on the front end. If parents were more active in checking their kids' social media. Just within the past week, I had a 12-year-old that tried to harm herself. And I got a 911 call. I went and I knew the kid, because I know most of the kids in Wilkinsburg. I was able to sit down on top of her and she kind of pick her brain and figure out what was going on.
Press the button on the bottom.
Hello? All right. What it came back to was bullying. And she doesn't even go to a Wilkinsburg school anymore. She actually left a Wilkinsburg school because she didn't feel like she was getting the support that she needed. She stated that she needed something that had more towards the LGBTQ for her, and she couldn't find it, so her mother actually took her and put her into a different school. But she still lives here in Wilkinsburg, and a lot of kids that were picking on her still continue to pick on her. And so I got the call, and we just had a long conversation. I sat on the couch with her just to figure out what was going on, But what is the right time to, I need to ask a question. When is the right time to contact the police? When should the police get involved?
When you're being bullied.
Immediately, right away. You tell the school, you tell us, same time. And what I'll even say is majority of the time, I tell kids that if something happens, tell your parents, tell them to call me. I'll arrange a whole meeting after school, and we'll figure it out together, because I take it very seriously. 1 in 10 kids are getting bullied through social media or video games, and they never say anything. And if you're not being an active parent, checking your social media, checking their social media, you'll never know. You'll wonder why you have a troubled kid who's acting out in school, getting into fights, not doing their homework. Their mental health is all messed up because they're not happy, So what on my side, as far as the law goes, I can hurt some parents' pockets, honestly. Just from you talk about how a person looks, how they talk, color of the skin, hair, anything is all considered harassment. Within the PA Crimes Code, there's a whole section just for cyberbullying now, and all officers enforce it. So you have to, every time you report it, I can give the citation with the kid's name on it and the parent's name on it. But guess who has to pay it? The kids don't have money. So every single time, and I have no problem doing that. All the officers, sticky. All the officers at Wilkinsburg have no problem. So if you come past the station, I'll even give anybody my email, so you can just shoot me an email and say, hey, look, we need to try to figure this out. My kid's getting bullied. But you have to just go through they're not, kids want privacy. Me growing up, I had no privacy, but I also didn't have social media. Like I was telling them, MySpace came out when I was a senior, so there was none of that bullying stuff going on yet. Times have changed, and now we're worried about different things, even as far as school shootings. You know what the majority of these shootings are, how they start? Bullying. One scary fact is the fact that 1 in 3 kids know where a firearm is. even at their house. They can access it at somebody else's house. So if you're saying 1 in 3, how many kids are in this school? That's, you got all the answers, huh? So, I mean, that's a very scary fact where we as adults, as parents, we have to take it seriously because I've had those calls. I mean, I may sound selfish, but I've had those calls and I don't want to go. The calls where somebody calls in a threat to one of the schools because just because they're getting bullied, you think that they're going to harm other kids. It's just a threat. No, we take that very serious. There's another school, it's not Turner or Kelly or anything, where I had a case where a kid was getting bullied, and he put on the what were you using on COVID? Google Classroom. He put on Google Classroom that he was going to shoot the school up because kids were picking on him, and he didn't tell his parents. So I fly down to the school, I grab him, I sit him down, and I gave him like a whole dad talk because I knew exactly what it was because he was a smaller guy. I mean, as soon as I seen him, I knew exactly what it was. Sat him down, he explained everything. I had him pull up his classroom stuff, and he was able to show me every single kid that was bullying him. And there was nothing I could do about it because it was too late. I couldn't stop him from getting expelled because he still got expelled. There's no way around that. If a kid says something like that, you don't know what they're actually capable of because, like I said, 1 in 3 kids know where a gun is. You know? So the charge for, I don't know if I already said this, but the charge for cyberbullying is $300 a pop. So, and once you get 18, and it's just a harassment charge, that's $2,500. So we just gotta, everybody has to work together. I'm always here. I guarantee you, everybody in here has seen me at one point in time somewhere. You know? Call 911 and ask for officer copy. I work 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I'll shoot to your house if your kids have issues. You all know that you can come to me as soon as you see me, don't you? Yeah. All right? So they already touched on a lot of stuff. I don't want to have to go over more what they already said. I didn't know that I was going to, but they won't have that much information. But yeah, if anybody wants my email, once this is done and over with, just come over, I'll give it to you. You can just keep in touch that way. All right? Yes.
So, I'm not, Ms. McKellen, no shade to you, no shade, I'm just gonna ask this question. So my daughter goes here, she's been bullied, cyber, I did come down and had a conversation with Ms. County, with the little cat woman. It had to go further. But, I mean, I guess it's under control now, but one of the things I do ask my kids every day is, how was your day at school? Every day I ask them.
Do they tell you?
Her day is always bad. The other one's always bad. When I asked, I said, well, what makes your day so bad? And she said, well, I'm being bullied. I said, well, did you tell the principal? Did you tell the guys about it? No. I said, okay, well, I'll email. So we got it together, so now she's not being bullied, but she's still at the stage where she don't want to come to school. Like, she want to be taken out of Williamsburg completely. And I'm like, making her, you see her, really come and say
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, have you reported it to the police?
No, I never reported it to the police. I've always.
When is the right time to contact
Now
the
I
police?
know now. But what I'm saying is, I didn't do that too.
Yeah.
You know, it's something new for me too.
Yeah.
But I just feel as though, like, you know, she's at the school with the girl. I feel as though, like, me talking to the principal, or me talking, it was okay. I didn't know that I should.
The best thing to do is to have us involved, even if you're meeting with them. Just because if the other parent sees that, they know you're being business, you know? And they're going to stay on their kid because they don't want us involved. So I'm willing to sit in on it. You know, I've done it multiple times. I'm willing to sit on any meetings. I don't have to say anything, just my presence on meetings to the kid and to the parent, you know? So, yeah. And you can have the issues again, just let me know. have no problem taking them to court. I'm just saying, you know how I am. I take the kids' stuff very serious because this is Wilkinsburg's future right here. You know, as much as that the adults we have here right now, I mean, it is what it is, but we can fix everything if we just take care of these babies right here. You know? Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Andrea Edwards. I'm a student at Westinghouse, a junior. And so bullying from a student standpoint, I feel like it's a very serious thing because me, coming from a different city to Pittsburgh, it was a big change for me. And so having to get back into the environment and like learn the way Pittsburgh is compared to where I'm originally from, that affected me a lot, especially the people. And so at Westinghouse last year during the summertime, I was getting cyberbullied myself. And it was over like a personal relationship I had with another guy, and his best friend had not liked me. For whatever reason, I have no idea. But it was to the point where I was at work one day, and it was on my downtime. I was scrolling through my Instagram, because me personally, I have probably every social media that was listed up there. And I was scrolling through Instagram, and she was messaging me saying she wants to fight me, and when she sees me outside of school, it's up and it's on site and all this other stuff. And like they said, people, they're only so big on social media because in school, I went to school with this girl. She used to go to Westinghouse. But it was to the point where I'd walk past her in hallways. Nothing was ever said to me. I've taken it to my principal, Mr. Cerrito, and him, because he's a girl dad. And so we sit down and we have conversations, and he's always telling me how his main priority, regardless, is the female students at his school and the students in general. So I sat down with him and I told him that the whole situation, I showed him the messages and everything. And the first thing he did was have a sit down with this girl, talk to her about everything. And then he pulled up a bullying packet and had me fill out my personal report of the situation and have it in my own words. So that way, if it did get out of hand, it was on document. And I feel like that's a really important thing, especially for young children now. If you feel like you're being bullied, document it. Go to a teacher, go to someone you trust. It could be the lunch lady, it could be a security guard, it could be just someone in general. And when you get that level of security and confidence, I feel like if you are in a situation where you are getting cyberbullied, you know what to do now. And so, even aside from cyberbullying, when I was younger, I used to get bullied too about how I looked and how I talked. And so it was like, growing up, I physically built that tough skin that they tell people to have. Like, you need to have hard skin to be able to this is how I was taught. But it was you had to have hard skin to really comprehend the situation and get through it. And so I feel like that helped me a lot growing up, especially growing up as a Black student coming from a predominantly white neighborhood to Pittsburgh. And so, yeah.
Okay, that's the end of our presentation. I don't know, Callie or Ms. Jordan, do you have anything you wanted to add? Now I'm using the microphone.
Thank you guys for coming, because we're here in Wilkinsburg together, and we have to let our kids know, I say our kids, because when they're away from you guys, they're here with us. And we have to be that mom away from mom, or that dad away from dad, or however it goes. But we have to stand in that gap, and we're here with you. We're meeting because we want you guys to know that we're a team, and when your kids know that home is working with school and school is working with home, I think that makes them feel a little more safer, But one thing that the one video, the reporter that was talking to his daughter, reinforced to your kids that they are special, that they're beautiful. Reinforce that positivity, And I also wanted to let you guys know that working here in the district, I always say I've been here 100 years. Seeing the bullying that goes on, it actually inspired me to write a book. It's about bullying, and this is Crystal Key in the Camping Chaos. It's going to be a series of books, and you didn't hear this from me. I'm just showing you this book that happened to be. No, I did get permission. It's okay. It's not a have to. It's not mandatory. But if you want to get this book and read it with your kids, Crystal Key is a superhero that shows up on the scene of bullying. This book, it looks like a kid's book, but it's to address all ages, because people are bullied in school all the way up to the workplace. And if we start teaching people empathy, treating people like you want to be treated, being positive, this teaches the kids, and we hope to get into different schools, but this is to teach the kids to exchange that negative thinking, that negative behavior and putting people down, exchange all of that for something positive. Our kids think negative too much. It's not just in the Black community, but it's sad to say that it is too widespread in our Black community. And can I say, and it's not to put down any race or anybody, but a few years ago, I asked one of our kids, I said, why do you guys go and fight? And then you're recording it, and you post it at the time they were posting it on Facebook or any social media. And no lie, the young lady responded to me. She said, because we're Black. And I said, wow, who's talking to her? We have to sit down and have those very difficult conversations with our kids. We have to let them know it's not okay. We have to take that, sometimes kids get on your nerves, go sit down. No, ask them how their day is. Ask them, what's going on. And you guys as the parents, feel free, please, I'm saying this, call us anytime. If you have a question about your kids, if you have a concern when they leave in the morning, if they start to seem like they're being withdrawn, call us. If we are not the eyes and ears for our kids, they are going to keep falling into this vicious cycle. We have to be here for our kids. You all are the people I feel that care. You're here because you wanted to hear more maybe about what's going on and how you can help and how we can help. But I have to honestly say, some of the parents that should be here are not here. They're not having those conversations with their kids. But you can have the conversation with your kid to let them know that we can pull your kids and have a small group. I try to pull the kids. We have a conversation if they're having problems, not just on social media, but bullying, period. We're seeing an increase in suicide, violence, and these school shootings. We'll say just shootings, period. And it has to start somewhere. Some people say, well, we can't save the world, but we can sure try. So thank you guys for being here. Feel free. Jordan is here. Jordan Manos is right here in Turner School. Is counselor, and wearing some other hats. I'm posted in Kelly School, but feel free to call me at any time. Like they said, I've gone to Wilkinsburg schools. I live in Wilkinsburg. My kids attended Wilkinsburg schools. I love the community. I believe in our kids. And thank you for being here. You are beautiful. You're beautiful. And don't you let anybody tell you differently. Because let me tell you, bullies try to reduce your value. And you are valuable. And you are beautiful. And guess what? The best revenge to your bullies is success. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right. Ms. Shorter, do you have anything you want to add? Are you good? What do you?
I hope that everybody has a good night, and I hope that nobody's getting bullied. Everybody is gorgeous, and everybody is handsome. I hope everybody stands up for yourself. Tell an adult if you're getting bullied. Don't just keep on making it seem. Everybody has a good night.
Thank you. She loves the microphone. All right, well, if anybody else has anything, we have one more. Yes. Oh, Miss Senorita is, I think she's gone. Miss Senorita is gone. Okay, we have one more speaker.
One time, I felt like if I went to Turner and I told someone that I didn't have one dad and I was going to have another one, that I was going to get bullied, but I was not. So I thought that if I told a teacher and my mom that they would help me, and they did, so I didn't get bullied.
Go ahead, girl. Thank you. All right, we had some good speakers. All right, well, we have another one. All right, here we go, another one. And on a side note, on your way out, I just want to let everyone know we put some styrofoam to-go containers, so please help yourself to any of the food back there.
I just wanted to let y'all know in all honesty, we are all family, no matter how they try to divide us. They did a good job of dividing us, so we have to get together in unity. And let's leave this. Happy every day to everybody.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone, and make sure you take some food to go. All right. Thank you.